Welcome to your Inspirational Astrology Horoscope for the weekend of July 4th, 5th, and 6th, 2014. I am Astrologer David Palmer, the Leo King, here to illuminate the collective consciousness. Over the weekend, download my July 2014 webinar, going deep into the portal that's ending here. This is definitely a July you cannot miss. Check out my website, inclusiveastrology.com, to download the MP4 for your phone or computer. And we're going to talk this weekend in depth. And before we go into the whole horoscope, I thought I just would show up as the Leo King and talk here for a second. We're getting prepared here for some really powerful events to shift in our lives. A lot of the planets are shifting. The energy in the astrology is about to go from stagnant to extreme. The universe is about to make some big changes in our life. And yes, I know we've all been going through quite a lot. I've been calling this a portal because I saw it as a time of extreme change, extreme vulnerability, extreme shifting into a new dimension in all of our lives. And we're getting to the end of this part of the portal, this really main kind of picture here. It's not been simple. There's been a lot to try and understand. There's been a lot of fog. There's been a lot of confusion. There's been a lot of stagnation as well. But there's also been a lot to find deep in yourself of who you really are, what your truth is, which direction you want to go, what relationships in your life are going to work out. And as we come into this weekend, there's a lot around what I'm talking about. The sun is coming off of a big opposition to Pluto this weekend. This is about the work in our life, our destiny. Are we really rooting ourselves in the right place? There's been a lot of that contemplation, no matter what vacation you're on, no matter what you're doing in your life right now. There's a position of, wow, am I on the right path? Am I living in my destiny? Is the end result of where I am in my life really going to be the best payoff? Because Pluto in Capricorn is all about that. And if we look at the planets this weekend, especially the moon, on Friday and Saturday and into most of Sunday, the moon's in Libra. And it's going to highlight the North Node, it's going to highlight Mars, and it's going to make big actions and big squares this weekend. So this is about all of this contemplation, all this weighing out in our lives. Are we really happy, or are we still on the fence on things? What are we still on the fence on? Can we finally get our momentum moving this weekend? Mars is here. It's ready to come and conjunct the North Node in a week. It's ready to step out of its shadow period of a long retrograde after having Mars here since December. Our lives are trying to kick back online here, trying to move intensely. But there are so many emotions to go through. There needs to make sure we're on the right path. There's a lot still we're weighing out. Mercury's come out of a retrograde, and we have a lot of new facts coming in, a lot of new questions. And the main planet to talk about this weekend that's really big is Venus. Venus is going to be in conjunct over to Pluto still. It's going to actually form a Yod all the way with Saturn. And this is just really making it all kind of on this Saturn-Pluto energy. You know, this is the time of truth, destiny, and if we're in the right relationships, if we're in the right projects, if we're all feeling right, and that adds to the equation of so much contemplation, so many questions that are in our life. Our feelings are the only way to know. And yes, this has been a reoccurring theme, and the universe just keeps pounding it over and over and over again. But this weekend, as Uranus and Venus are about to start to come into their electricity, this really positive alignment, all while Venus is making really weird angles of Pluto and Saturn, this shows me that who knows what can happen this weekend. Energies can just switch fast. We could finally make decisions in our life that we're not on the fence about anymore this weekend. And it might be a lot of pressure that we need this weekend to start to see what it is we really want. And even though it'll be funny because you've known it the whole time, that's the whole funny part of Uranus and Aries, it was whether or not you were willing to make the readjustments to actually go into your truth or not, to actually make that decision in your life and go, you know what, I'm ready for this. This is what I want. I'm done weighing things out. Because my point of view and my channeling off the astrology is we are getting very close here to an ending of contemplation. Our emotions are going through stress, psychologically, emotionally in the astrology, Maybe you're in your outer world, you're denying that. But the truth is that it is spiritually. The emotions are not comfortable anymore in stagnation. The emotions are not comfortable anymore in not getting what we want. The emotions need to ground in this truth and get there. And that's been the whole purpose of this last couple years in our life. This whole Libra story is about relieving the karma of the last 3-4 years of our life, of all this Libra energy, of all the aspects we've done to get to this point, to get to our truth, and get rid of the energy that's been holding us behind. We're having to face extreme mental mind blocks, extreme intuitive aspects that could be difficult to understand if your logical mind doesn't know how to read the signs. This is extreme change in our life here that's brewing. And it's a weekend like this weekend where we highlight what we've been waiting on. We highlight what we haven't taken action on yet. We highlight our contemplation energies. We come into out of nowhere situations with relationships, projects, and situations and relieve and ditch and let go and die what's not part of our truth anymore. And we could become that clear this weekend. This is a weekend of finding that clarity. And in my opinion, I think there will be aspects that almost force you to get into it this weekend. Sometimes it can be hard. Sometimes it can be beautiful and exciting. But this weekend is all about forcing you to see the truth. What are you waiting on? What have you been weighing out too much? What connections are you ready to make in your life? The facts are there. The intuition's there. Why aren't you doing something about it? My favorite card in Tarot, the Chariot. Now the Chariot's reversed in this situation for this weekend. The Chariot is letting the universe guide it. The Sphinx are guiding it. The positive, the dark, the white and the black. He's wearing his moons on his shoulders and he's leaving town. The Chariot is leaving the city because he knows that the spiritual gift, the adventure, is out there on the open road. It's out there when spirit is in control and guiding. That is the true master. That is the true person that is empowered. Not the king in his castle making the shots. The king that has left his castle and has put in all of his energy and his magic as he also holds the wand of the magician and letting the universe guide him. It's time. We know where we gotta go. We know what we must do. Why are we contemplating all these things and trying to be so nice or so fair or so righteous that we're not emotionally sitting in our truth anymore? It becomes very clear this weekend. Because next week, there's a lot of work to do. There's a lot to get to this place. The next couple weeks are gonna be intense of a buildup. And it's a weekend like this that'll come out of nowhere to smack you and get you ready to start to see that there are some big shifts coming. And you wanna make sure that you're on the right side of this chariot ride and not on the wrong side. Check out my website, inclusiveastrology.com, if you have any questions or if you want to have a one-on-one reading. Thank you so much for all your support, and I will see you guys on Monday.